Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is episode 5 of your Seattle Kraken franchise mode, as today we are taking on free agency, and not just that, we will be getting the first game into the second season with the Seattle Kraken as we look to slowly improve the team with this offseason. We got to do some major work because in the last episode, we got very lucky. We won the lottery. We got second overall. And not just that, we also traded up to get Lars Gunnarsson as well, the 8th overall selection, which I'm pretty sure we made a deal with the Winnipeg Jets, trading away Jake DeBrusk and I think some other players. So this is what we got so far, and I raised the question in the last episode. Somebody told me to go after McDavid, which, I mean, that would be a miracle thing to do. It would be amazing. I was actually about to see, like, just do a fine trade and see what they would want for Connor McDavid. I don't know if they'll actually do the trade or not, but you never know. Maybe we could get McDavid on the Seattle Kraken, but I don't think they'll even offer us anything, or even, practically give us any offers. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, Leon Draisaitl to the no. That's what I thought. All right, I'm good on that. I don't want any of those guys anyways. I want to kind of keep the team the way that it is. So I raised a question on if we should go after Taylor Hall, who is in free agency this year, who would definitely bolster our team and make us a playoff team, without a doubt. Now, is that a smart idea? No, we have Gurionov, we have Cam Atkinson. I mean, Cam Atkinson's already 32 years old, and we could totally use Taylor Hall, but I'd rather not. I'd rather keep this team developing. We have a lot of young players that I think we could use in the future and stuff like that, and I'd rather develop this team and make it into a powerful squad that we can make it into, instead of trying to bolster it up now. Because you look at the defense core, we would have to pay some major money just to make this defense core great this year, and we would have to give some players some horrible contracts. Also, I forgot to spin the wheel on Juuse Saros in the last episode. He is a UFA, so that means 1 year nothing, and I spun the wheel. That means we got a no trade clause for the last year of his contract. So that's what we're having to deal with Saros. So that's basically nothing that we have to deal with Saros, and then Thatcher Demko, we don't have to worry about anything with him. So let's really jump into the offseason, eh? I'm ready to get this thing going. We need to hire a coach. That needs to be a thing that we do. Maybe even hire some new assistants because these guys look like shit as well. We just need to overall do a whole big overhaul. I would not mind him as the assistant coach because he's a really good power play guy, so we can play him as our assistant coach there. Coaches, I don't think we're really going to get a very much big view of good coaches. Like we were saying, Eddie Reeves would be a very good fit, and I think a lot of the players that we would pick up would fit this player. So we'll pick up Eddie Reeves. That will be our head coach for the next little bit. I think he'll be a perfect head coach for the Seattle Kraken to help coach this young team. I think he should be good at teaching. Yeah, an A-, so that means he'll help us develop our younger players that we have. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button, that big red one, and also hit that like button as well, as we've just been growing so much over the past month. It's been absolutely insane. So if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I always have to make sure I always plug that in, you know? Anyways, so that we get our coach there. We'll focus on the associate coach later. I really want to focus on free agency and what our plan will be. So with $20 million, of course, we need to spend some money, of course. We're definitely not going to be going after any of the defensemen between, I think who was it? Petrie, Hjalmarsson, and was it just Petrie, Hjalmarsson? I think I did a wheel spin on Hamilton too, and all these guys just really don't have the nicest contracts in the world for us to take along. I mean, a Hjalmarsson we could get for a year, but I'm pretty sure he was a no movement clause, so it's not something I want to go after. Adam Larsson, I actually didn't spin a wheel on Adam Larsson, which I will quickly do now. So for Adam Larsson, it would be a no trade clause, which, I mean, wouldn't be a bad idea to do a no trade clause for Adam Larsson. He's 28 years old. He'd be a very nice shutdown defensive defenseman. But we got Lars Gunnarsson developing, and we already got Colton Parayko. So it's not somebody I would really want on the team right now. Now, I was also thinking of another two-way, but we already have an offensive defenseman jumping up. I'd rather have a nice defensive defenseman jump into the team. So I decided on Mark Pysyk. We could sign him for 2 years at 1.9. I'd be fine with him playing on that right hand slot. And we're not going to go after Taylor Hall for the sole reason that he wants to go to a playoff team. He doesn't want to go to a team that's developing. He's not going to want to. He's definitely not want to. He's not going to want to come to Seattle, right? He went to Buffalo for a year. He didn't win anything. Now he's going to go to some other team and try to win a cup with them. He's not going to win a cup with the Seattle Kraken. That's not going to be a thing that's going to happen. So we're going to go with Zach Sanford, a young 26-year-old who came off a pretty good season there in St. Louis, 37 points. I think it'd be a very useful power forward for us. He brings some physical stuff to the team. I mean, our old coach brought so much, would fit on every line. So I think Zach Sanford would just be a perfect second line guy for the team. We don't have to pay him very much, and that's the way that I want to go with this team, is build it up slowly and not go after those free agent superstars right off the get-go. So that's what we'll do there. Those are going to be our two free agent signings. We're not going to do too much else but for that, and we're going to keep the team the way that it is, because of the fact that I didn't want to do too much with this team, and I think doing a deal would have just been a dumb idea for us. I think keeping the team the way that it is right now is a smart idea. We have a very young team with Mikhail Voinov and Brock. We have two young guys there. We have Lars Gunnarsson. We got a lot of young players that I think we could potentially improve and develop and make this team into an all-star of a team, but we have to do it reach by reach. So Eddie Reeves signs with the Seattle Kraken. Perfect. Mark signs with the team, and Zach Sanford. So the team is looking pretty damn good coming into this next season. Now we just need an associate coach for the team. Somebody that could be a good PK guy is what we're going to need for this team. So A-. Do we have an A+ somewhere, though? There we go, A+. B-. Desmond Evans. I'll sign that. Desmond Evans, welcome to the Seattle Kraken. Hopefully you'll sign with the team. We also need an AHL head coach, Evan Goot. That sounds perfect to me. AHL head coach, you're Earl Goot. So definitely not very much into the offseason that we had to make very big moves. I mean, I was really looking at it yesterday, and I was like really thinking, I'm like, okay, what are we going to do with the Seattle Kraken team? And just going basically just picking up some smart players. I think we might trade Andreas Johnsson at the start of the season, just to get him to a new team. I don't think he really fits with our squad. Now, maybe we will keep him because I wouldn't mind having some depth goal scoring with Johnsson. So we'll see what we could do with the lineup. I am going to really play with the lineups. And I would like to keep Johnsson because if he could jump up and be a big goal scorer, and if, for example, Gurianov doesn't jump up, or Cam Atkinson has to leave right quick or drops really quickly, then we can get rid of him, use Johnsson, and kind of go towards the backup plan. My English is horrible apparently today. Go towards that backup plan of using Johnsson up in the higher up lineups than anybody else. So we're looking to come off a good second year, right? This year in the NHL, I would have to say we had a very good year. We had a record of 34-42. We got the second overall selection. We had Brock, I think, win the Calder, right? Yeah, am I correct on that? No, Reed said, yeah, Brock did good. If Reed wasn't there, Brock would have won the Calder. That's for damn sure. But it is what it is. So let's get to the let's get to the regular season. We're going to be playing the very first game like we did in the last video. And then usually if, for example, if we're close to a playoff spot, then we'll definitely be playing another game. But right now, we'll play the first game of the season. Cam Atkinson, I don't want you as our captain. You're perfect as our assistant captain right now, and then Parako and Shea. I don't think we deserve to have a captain right now. I don't think we're a young team. I think we should develop and wait until that leader pops his head out. So Atkinson, Guryanov, Strome, 85 overall. Josh Ho-Sang has jumped up to an 83 overall. So this is a new player to play around with. Somebody that fits up on the second line perfectly and the first line. And that could be somebody exciting for this Seattle Kraken team. A guy that we picked up in the expansion draft, and he jumped up big time. Then you got Sorelli, Bobilev, and Sanford, Virtanen, Johnsson, Radish, Rauslovich, Donato, Voinov. We got a lot of players that we could play and even a couple down there. So we got a couple things that we could do with this team right now. Defensively, we're looking a bit weaker, and that's what we can maybe do a trade for, is maybe go after a goaltender. Oh, and Philip Guffson is ready. So do we make the big decision on maybe trading away Saros, going with Thatcher, Demko, and Guffson? Maybe we trade away Guffson and just go with those two guys, which I do like that idea better. But let's see what we could do with the team right now. So they're saying Mikhail Voinov down in the depth, Janssen up there. Man, they have really... so what's going to be our plan for the lineups? Because if we want Voinov, I think a good idea would be Sanford, Strome, Voinov. I mean, Voinov doesn't fit too bad with this guy. He fits more on this line. And if we got, like, a sniper on this line, right, that would... No. Man, we gotta make some big fucking decisions right here. I might not even start the season up, because we might have to go through and really analyze what we're gonna do and who we're gonna keep for this upcoming season, right? Because Josh Ho-Sang is gonna be a big player. That's gonna be, maybe we go with Ho-Sang, Cirelli, Guryanov. Maybe we go for that, Sanford, Strome, Atkinson. But where do you play Brock? Where's Brock gonna fit, right? Brock can go maybe there, play with Ho-Sang and Guryanov. Cirelli goes there. But then you got a bunch of scratch players in Taylor Radish. Janssen, you got scratched. I would love to keep Radish on the squad. I think Radish is going to be a really good player. I even like him more than Jake Virtanen, just because of the fact that he's an Ariater and he played with McDavid and that physicality. And I've played with Taylor Radish before. He's a beast. And I would like to develop Taylor Radish on the team. So we need to play some of the power forwards up there. But we have a good 3, so we need to definitely spread them out. That's for damn sure. Mikhail Voin, that would make it a 3+ there. Does Ho-Sang fit on the team is the biggest question. Because we would want to go with that. This was our original plan, was Voinov, Boboliv, Guryanov, Atkinson, Strome, Sanford. Unless Guryan, no. Now, we could play Ho-Sang with Cirelli and Radish. Radish could be the big goal scorer, which he probably would be for the team. And then Cirelli be that nice two-way forward with Ho-Sang being the passer. And we could keep Ho-Sang, see what he turns out to be. Now, Cirelli might get upset, but I think if we just talk with him and say, hey, we'll give you the chance later on in the years. Now, depth-wise, we might get some trouble with playing these guys as our third or as our fourth line. Might be an issue, and especially not playing Janssen and Mangiapane, and I'm pretty sure we're not actually missing anybody else. But Janssen, he's getting it mad at us even more. I mean, we could keep Mangiapane and just keep him as depth. Defensively, we haven't really taken a look at. I think I would want to play Shillington with Parako, Stetcher with Shea, and then single Thyler with Pissick. And then, of course, your goaltender like that. So we gotta make some moves. And I feel like maybe a defensive right-handed guy for the team wouldn't be a bad idea, right? Colton Paraco's a free agent next year. I don't know if we're necessarily going to keep him or not, or if we're going to be trading him away at free agents or at trade deadline, which might be a case because we're still a rebuilding team and I still want more picks for the next upcoming draft, especially with Shane Wright being the topic of this draft. Maybe we just trade Janssen for some picks. I think maybe that's what we do, because there's not a lot of good available players out here that I think would be a good player to fit on the Seattle Kraken right now. I mean, Torrey Krug would be great. Brings in an offensive defense, but he's already 30. That's already a guy that's at 30 years old. He is not going to be playing for very much longer. I was aiming for a guy that's 27 years old. Yeah. I think we just keep the team the way that it is and just trade away those guys for some picks. And I think that's going to be the game plan. I think that'll just legit be the game plan, is just keep the team that we have. And then if these guys get angry about them getting not enough ice time, we will trade them away to teams that could place them in a perfect spot for them. I think that'll be the game plan, because the matter of fact is they don't really fit, right? I don't want Taylor Radish. I mean, see, the thing is, Josh Hosang can't play defense. Cirelli is the only guy on that line that can play defense. That's the thing that scares me, is that you do got a decent amount of tough guys, but Taylor Radish and Jake Virtanen can't play defense. I think maybe we trade away Jake Virtanen, right? You keep Taylor Radish there. You throw in Janssen because he could play half-decent defensive work, right? He could do defense. You go like that. You throw Janssen up on that third line. You give him the ice time that he deserves. You produce a really good line, I think, with Janssen, Cirelli, Josh Hosang, Radish, Donato, Roslovic. I think that's the way we go. I think that's the way we build the lineups for this upcoming season. And I think that's the way we go. So I think I'm gonna end the video here. In the next episode, we'll start off the game with the Seattle Kraken versus whoever we'll be facing. Or we'll start out the episode with doing some trades and whatever you guys think will be the next best option for the Seattle Kraken, because I really do want to lead it up to you guys. So we're going to be going up against the Dallas Stars in the next game. We're going to be getting some home ice advantage there. So I'll leave it up to you guys. Who should we keep? What should be the lineup? Whatever we should do. Should we go after maybe some defensemen? Should we make some deals? Should we keep it the way that it is? I'd like to hear you guys' opinion, as I won't be making another video for a bit for Seattle, because I got a ton of homework that I got to do for this upcoming weekend. So we'll see when the next episode will be coming out. But make sure to like and subscribe, guys. Tell me, guys, in the comments section below what we should do next with the Seattle Kraken team. But for right now, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios, amigos.